Okay, so 8.9, the cosine law, is actually a pretty short lesson. So, and not a lot of homework. So, you know, get her done. And I'm going to post the word problem lesson as well, the review. And then next week, there will be just a half trig test. Okay, so we're going to use, again, the cosine law for non-right angle triangles. But let's say we have this triangle here where we're given the side lengths. So we're given sides A, B, and C. So do the same thing where you label across. And then if you try to do the sine law, sine of angle A over its side 45, sine of angle B over its side 62, and sine of angle C over its side 40, then we do not have a complete ratio. So if you must have one complete ratio and one other ratio with only one unknown to be able to move forward with the sine law. In general, the cosine law is a little bit trickier in terms of the algebra part of it. So usually students will try to use sine law first, but in this case where we have the three sides, do we have one ratio with only one unknown variable that we can use? No, we don't. Okay, so then we have to use the cosine law. So the cosine law, there are three cases: side, angle, side, and side, side, side. Okay, so when you have, if you look at this little triangle to the side, triangle ABC, we have side C and we have side B, where we don't know side A, but we have the angle across from it. So when you write this, the cosine law out, which you would be given that formula, you would be given these. I'll just write it over here. Okay, so if you look, the side that you're looking for or given goes with the angle you're looking for or given. So a squared, b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. B squared goes with angle B. So then you do the other two, a squared plus c squared minus 2ac. So these go together. And then, actually, let's make that a different color. Okay, and then A and C, AC here. So then if you're looking for C squared, then you use A squared, B squared, AB, and then the cos of the angle you're looking for. So like I said, you are given the formula, but there's lots of ways to think about this. It's like a sandwich of what you're looking for on the outside. Now, in grade 10 academic, we'll also give you the angle form as well. You might find that this seems a little bit tricky to use. What I'm going to do is I'll do an example, whether it's today or when we do the word problem day. I'll do an example where I rearrange the side form. You actually don't really need the angle form, but in the past they have given it to grade 10 academic students. So, but it's similar. It's just we've rearranged it to solve for angle B, or A, B, or C, whatever you're looking for. So this is where you're given three side lengths, side, 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 no angles. Okay, so we're just going to jump right in and do an example. So we're going to solve the ABC. So that means, again, when you have to solve for the triangle, you solve for the unknown sides and angles. Again, I would label your triangle. So we're going to do like 17 is side A. It's across from A. 28 is side B. It's across from E. And then side C, we don't know, but we do have angle C. So then there is no complete ratio. So this is side, angle, side. So we have the two sides. and the angle between them. And there's no full ratio for the sine law, okay? So I think it's easiest. Let's just solve for, it's easier to solve for a side. So let's solve for side C first. So again, you are given the formula, but what you're doing is C squared, because we're going to solve for side C. Then the other two, A squared plus B squared. Now, I wrote those in alphabetical order. When you add, it doesn't matter what order you do them in. Same thing with multiplying. So minus 2, and then you can do AB or you can do BA. It doesn't matter. And then cos, what angle do we have? 52. So angle C goes in there. Okay? So C squared, A is 17, B is 28. But really, again, it doesn't matter what order you do these in. So you're just filling in the side lengths you know and the angle you know, really, okay? You can decide how much work you want to show, how good you are with your calculator, but I will do all my steps here. So 17 squared is 289. 28 squared is 784. 2 times 17 times 28 times cos 52 is 586, 10. I'm just going to keep 4 decimal places and then add them up and subtract, and you get 486.8903. There is an extra step here. Now take a look at the triangle. If the given sides are 17 and 28, does it make sense that side C is 486? No, it doesn't. Okay, so don't forget, I'm going to even put it in a different color. To get rid of the squared, you have to square root. Okay, don't forget that step. 221 meters, or sorry, 22.1 meters. Okay, so now we do have a complete ratio. We could technically use the sine law, but because solving for angles is a tiny bit tricky, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cosine law still, okay? Because we have both sides, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do angle B, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll use this form first here, this angle form, but then I'll show you how you can also solve it using algebra if you don't like this, because it is a little bit hairy here. So cos inverse, whenever, even with SOHCAHTOA, right, whenever we want to solve for an angle, you write the side you're using the angle for first, then minus A squared minus C squared over 2, and then the other 2, AC, just like in the other version. So 28 squared minus 17 squared minus side C, which we just solved for. Okay, so you can see here at the end, like this side, these are the same in the top and the bottom. Maybe that can help you give a clue that you're correct. Okay, so 28 squared is 784. 17 squared is 289. 22.1 squared is 488.41. Negative 2 times 17 times 22.1 is negative 751.4. Okay, you have to follow BEDMAS, so we have to do, you have to do the top, like the adding and subtracting first. almost a 90-degree angle, but not quite. Okay, so now we can do angle A, 180 minus 90.5 minus 52 is 37.5. Okay, so you can see that there's not a lot of homework, so give that a try. Those of you that don't like what I just did there, oops, I'm gonna solve for angle B a different way, okay? So you can also always use this form. Okay, so you can just use the side formula here. B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cos B, and then rearrange. So maybe perhaps this is, you know, a little bit more down your alley to rearrange it like this. You'll get the same answer. It doesn't really matter, but like I said, maybe I'm really squishing, sorry. Maybe this algebra is more down your alley. Okay, so 784, 17 squared, 289, 22.1 squared, 488.41. Oops, this is plus, sorry. I was gonna say something that looks wrong. Minus 2 times 17 times 22.1, 751.4 cos B. Okay, so you can see there's similarities, right? This, you can see the 751.4, the squares and stuff like that. So it is similar. Now I'm bringing these over and subtracting. Okay, now do 784 minus 289 minus 488.41. Oh, there's that 6.59 again. Okay, then we're going to divide to get cos B by itself. Oh, look. Okay, so now cross this out and you're left with what we just had. Okay, so very, very similar. And now do the cos inverse. Whichever way you like better is perfectly reasonable.